Hey everyone, welcome to another top 10 list. In this top 10 list, I'm going to be doing my top 10 good characters in bad movies. As you saw about 6 months ago, I did top 10 bad performances in good movies, good performances in bad movies. I'm doing it now with the characters now. And then for this list, I have someone joining me for this top 10 list. Yes, he is not retired. He's back. It's Mr. Adam Daly. Evolution, my brother. Adam, introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? Yes, I'm back here on YouTube, and I have a new channel called Adam Daly Live, where I talk about movies, but in a live format where you guys can join in. I do some rankings, some reviews of older films as well, some similar stuff, but in a different way. I'm joined on that show with my good buddy Ben Brown of the Red and Brown podcast, and just live talk about movies. I want you guys to come over and join the conversation as well. Jay, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I definitely had a lot of fun putting this list together.
Yeah. It's always a good time. Yes, me and Adam are back doing top 10 collabs. I've been looking forward to doing this. Yes, more to come in the future. And yes, links down below to Adam's channel, by the way. And yes, we're going to get to this now. This was a very odd list, very interesting list. I'm curious to see how many similarities we have. We may have a few, but I doubt it. Alright, see how it's going to work. Adam is the guest. So he'll go with his honorable mentions, then I'll do my honorable mentions, then he'll go 10, then I'll go 10, then 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7. You know the shtick. Adam, start it off, buddy.
Alright, so honorable mentions. Alright, not as good as Jay, of course, but I'm going to go with Elliot Wilhelm from Be Cool, which is Dwayne Johnson's bodyguard character in that movie. I have Astrid from a movie called Slice, which came out last year. Joe Brody from Godzilla, the Bryan Cranston character. I'm going to throw in Cleveland Heap from The Lady in the Water. The Horned King from Black Cauldron, which is it's borderline bad movie. And I think that's all I had. That's all I had for my honorable mentions anyway.
Alright, okay, those are good honorable mentions. Alright, my honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are Chris Hemsworth's character from the new Ghostbusters. I completely forgot his name already. The hot dog guy from The Happening. Edward from The Wicker Man. Yes, Nicolas Cage. Rocky Balboa from Rocky 5. Deadshot and Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. And Wonder Woman and Batman from Batman v Superman. Those are my honorable mentions. Alright, number 10, Adam.
Okay, number 10 for me, I have Ruku, I'm going to say their name, Ruku of Death Note, with the voice by Willem Dafoe. A fantastic performance. I loved how menacing it was. Of course, unfortunately, have not seen the original anime, which I hear is fantastic, and it's actually good. However, this character on screen, I was so interested in, and I was completely let down by the movie around it. I just did not care about it at all. I wanted to see more of this interesting, menacing-looking character portrayed brilliantly by Willem Dafoe. However, it's just a bad movie with a pretty interesting and good character in it. So that's my number 10 pick.
Such a good. I think of that. I'm the anime fan. I should have thought of that. I take that now. Okay. Yes, that is a great performance. Ryuk is from Death Note. I love Death Note. One of my favorite animes. So that's a very good pick. Damn, why didn't I think of that? Hard lists. There's so many choices. I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry. All right, number 10 for me is Stacey Jax from Rock of Ages. That's Tom Cruise. Anytime Tom Cruise does a movie, he's amazing. I hate this movie, by the way. I know there's fans of the jukebox musicals. I don't like jukebox musicals. Whether it's like Mamma Mia or anything like that, I hate that shit. And I hated Rock of Ages. Can't stand this movie. I hate the characters. I hate the songs. The songs don't even make sense. That, like, yes, they played Motor Inn where they're riding on a bus. Motor Inn's about drug dealing, not about bus rides. Fuck this movie. But, Rock of Ages has a great performance. That's Tom Cruise. Stacey Jax, he's like this, like, rock and roll musician. He's almost kind of like the guy from Guns N' Roses. He basically dresses like him, and he's just got a great attitude. He's got the rock and roll attitude. He can actually somewhat sing. He tries, puts the effort in. And he's the only character I really gave a shit about. Him and his pet monkey. That's the only people I gave a shit about in this movie. Because it's Tom Cruise. Anytime Tom Cruise is in a movie, it's amazing. I fucking love Tom Cruise. And I love him in this movie. And he's the only thing that's good in this crappy film.
I have not seen that film, so I'm not looking forward to it. but maybe for Tom Cruise. But okay, number 9 for me, I was tough. I had two choices to go. It's J. Jonah Jameson or the Sandman in Spider-Man 3. Now, I like seeing black-suited Spider-Man, but I don't like the little dance that he does. It's kind of awkward, kind of really lame. However, I think Sandman in this film is very cool. I like the kind of like the scene, that origin, how he became the Sandman. Thomas Hayden Church is great in this, but also J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. He's one of the standouts of all the Spider-Man films, so definitely love seeing him in the film. And however, the movie just feels really clustered and just a lot of studio interference, adding Venom and everything in there. However, there is two standouts for me, is Sandman and Jonah Jameson. So, gotta mention them on my list. And yeah, Spider-Man 3. Not so fun Sam Raimi film. However, it's better than The Amazing Spider-Man. So there's that.
Yeah, I hate Amazing Spider-Man 2 and shit like that. Thank God we have Tom Holland Spider-Mans. Alright, number 9 is gonna get me so much hate because people love this movie and I hate it. I consider it a bad movie, but anytime I say it's a bad movie, people want to burn me to the stake. I'm going with Jor-El from Man of Steel. Okay. I hate Man of Steel. Yeah, I hate Man of Steel. I think it's a bad movie. The only person I like in that movie is Jor-El, played by Russell Crowe. Yeah, I can't stand it. I know Zach Pope. Every time we get into an argument, it's always with Warcraft, Exorcist, or Man of Steel. The 3 movies we're all divisive on. But yeah, Man of Steel is the one he really reams me, but can't stand Man of Steel. Can't stand it. Christopher Reeve is my Superman. But Jor-El, I love Jor-El. I love Russell Crowe. I felt sympathy for him when they were on Krypton, this Pandora-looking Krypton. I love him, and I was rooting for him. I wish the whole story was about him. And even the way he teaches Clark Kent / Superman, he teaches him the ways of Krypton and to be Superman. I really bought it and stuff. And that whole sequence when Lois Lane breaks out of Zod's little fortress and he has to help her and stuff, that scene's just really badass. And just, I don't know, I really bought into Russell Crowe's performance, and I really liked this Jor-El. Jor-El's a very all-knowing, very knowledgeable, wise mentor and stuff, and I really enjoyed him. And he had a lot to compete with because he had Marlon Brando to compete with. Marlon Brando was a great Jor-El who could not, for the life of him, pronounce Krypton properly. He always called it Krypton. But whatever, I digress. Russell Crowe, Jor-El, love Jor-El. Don't like Man of Steel, but I love Jor-El.
I totally understand that. I get it. Don't agree with it, but I get it, my friend. But here's my controversial pick. I got Annie and Rhodes from Bridesmaids. Now, I'm not a fan of this film. I think there's some funny parts in it. However, I like the chemistry between Kristen Wiig and Chris O'Dowd. I think there's the two best characters in this, and they're two more believable characters. They have really good back and forth with each other, especially Chris O'Dowd. I'm always a big fan of his work, especially from shows like the IT Crowd. And when he pops up in different things, I really enjoy that. I'm always a fan of Kristen Wiig from SNL and everything. For Bridesmaids, just funny the first time I watched it. However, the more I watch it, I just don't care for the movie at all. I don't really like it. But I do enjoy the back and forth between Annie and Rhodes in the film, so I'm definitely going to put them on my list at number 8 easily.
I think that was your revenge on me, I guess, because I love Bridesmaids, but I guess we're even with the Man of Steel and Bridesmaids. We're even. Yeah, no more of that. Number 8 for me is Ellen Ripley from Alien 3. Alien 3 is a garbage movie, in my opinion. David Fincher, one of the great filmmakers, didn't start off strong, but Alien 3 does the biggest mistake ever. It kills main characters off right when the movie begins, and I'm like, oh my god, fucking hate this movie. And I can't stand the movie. But I love Ellen Ripley. Sigourney Weaver is just so great, and she could do no wrong. Well, Alien Resurrection was pretty bad, but she was great in this. She was badass. She pulled off the shaved head like a badass. The way she even goes out in the end, completely badass. And just I don't like a lot of these new characters, like these inmates on this planet. Just, I could care less. And even some of the violence and the scares, I didn't find very scary or creepy or edgy. I had no investment with this movie. The only person I investment with was Ellen Ripley. Ellen Ripley is a great character, portrayed by a great actress, and yeah, Ripley.
Damn it, I didn't think Charles Dance's performance in there as well. I like Charles Dance in anything. But my number 7 is Michael Myers in Halloween 6, The Curse of Mike Myers. Now, after rewatching all the Halloween films leading up to 2018's Halloween, this one is probably my least favorite and my most frustrating film in the franchise. Yeah, Resurrection wasn't good, and I could probably put that one on here. However, that's like a guilty pleasure type of film. It's at least watchable. For The Curse of Mike Myers, there was so much backstage interference, and being Loomis's last, or Pleasance's last performance in this one's kind of a shame as well. But for Mike Myers having some of the most brutal kills in the franchise, and seeing the Curse of Thorn play out, I just didn't really care for that storyline too much, and seeing this conclusion, getting a bad performance from Paul Rudd. Yes, it was his first film, so it was cool to see him in a movie for one of his first roles, but it's not a good one. A lot of coincidences happen. But Mike Myers is very brutal, and it's an iconic movie villain, so bad movie, good character.
Yeah, this is Paul Rudd's performance of the whole movie. That's his performance, yeah. Great pick, yeah. Curse of Michael Myers is a shitty movie. But yeah, Michael Myers, he's a beast in that movie. Alright, number 7. I'm Star Wars geek, so I gotta go with some Star Wars. I'm going Count Dooku from Attack of the Clones. Yes, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. The worst Star Wars movie ever, but Count Dooku is the shit. It's Christopher Lee. And as soon as we're introduced to him, I was already invested with this character. And that's saying a lot because I was invested with any character in Attack of the Clones. But as soon as Obi-Wan goes on Geonosis, he's captured, and Dooku just like walks in, and he talks to Obi-Wan, talks to him about Qui-Gon Jinn and stuff, and he's just got this knowledge about him, and he's got this intimidation about him that I absolutely adore. And you get to see him just own all the main characters. So, like, he fights Anakin, fights Obi-Wan, fucks them both up. He holds his own with Yoda and stuff in a kind of boring Force fight, but still, he holds his own. He's a great character. He basically does all the treaties for Darth Sidious and stuff, and yeah, he's just a really awesome character, and you can never get a bad performance out of Christopher Lee, and just, yeah, Dooku's just a fascinating character, and he has a fascinating past, which I wish they explored more of, but I just really love Count Dooku, and yeah, I'm not a prequel fan, but I love Dooku.
Good pick, Count Dooku. I was debating him as well. My buddy, my co-host actually, Ben, said, like, you have got to put Count Dooku on. I just missed my list, however. My number 6, it's a movie that I didn't really care for. It kind of made me sick, and that is Jimmy, played by Charlotte Copley in Hardcore Henry. Now, visually, this is kind of a cool, interesting idea, having this first-person like view of this whole entire film. However, I couldn't follow it. Like, there didn't seem like there was like a story to it at all. But every time Charlotte Copley was on screen, I enjoyed him in there because he was coming out as these different characters and doing some really badass things in the film. I don't like this movie. I would like to watch like a supercut of just Charlotte Copley in it. I think that would be very interesting and entertaining. But I enjoy him enough to put him as a good character in this really bad movie, even though we don't get like a backstory to him. But he's pretty badass, so I'm making that qualify for sure.
I was not a fan of that movie either. Yeah, Charles Copley, he's always like the best part of like any movie. If it's bad, like he's always like the best thing in it. I fucking love Charles Copley.
Other than Maleficent, he's horrible.
Oh yeah, ooh, that was bad. Yeah, okay, that was bad. That's pretty cringe right there. All right, number 6. Gonna continue with the Star Wars. Darth Maul, Phantom Menace. Darth Maul, Phantom Menace. Darth Maul is one of not only the best character in the prequels, but he's actually like my top 8 favorite characters of all time. Mostly also thanks to Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars Clone Wars TV show. I love him in that. Played amazingly by Sam Witwer. But I love him in the Phantom Menace. Ray Park does a great job. He's this intimidating force. Like, he just doesn't say anything. He says like a couple lines, and he looks so cool. You just want to know more about him and stuff. And the fact that he's a badass fighter, has the dual red lightsabers, and goes head-to-head with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and ends up killing Qui-Gon is just awesome. That entire ending sequence of Phantom Menace is so good. The Duel of the Fates, that triple fight is just so awesome, and I love Darth Maul in that fight sequence. He's just such a cool, interesting character. And yes, the Clone Wars and Rebels make him more interesting, but still, Phantom Menace, he's a great character, and you want to know more about him.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Definitely. We'll probably see that a little higher up on my list. But I'm not probably gonna get some hate for this. Possibly. Who knows? I'm gonna go with Pennywise from the TV movie of It, played by Tim Curry. He is one of those iconic characters in horror franchises, and I definitely think that he's a fantastic performance and portrayal of this evil psychotic clown. But it's definitely a bad movie. But every time he's on screen, it is fantastic.
Yeah, that's Tim Curry. They all float down here. I actually like Tim Curry a lot in that, but yeah, I agree. That's not
He's good. He's good.
It's not a good movie though. The TV series, the new one's amazing, but the old one, I hate that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. Number 5 for me is Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek Insurrection. I hate Star Trek Insurrection. I think it's the worst Star Trek movie ever made. And a lot of people hate Final Frontier, which they should. They hate Motion Picture, which they should. Hate Into Darkness, which they shouldn't. But Insurrection is the worst. It has the shittiest storyline. It has riddled with plot holes. Has a shitty villain. Every character is useless. Data won't shut the fuck up. And yeah, the only person that's great is Jean-Luc Picard. He's the most logical. He's a great character. He saves the day like usual. And yeah, it's Patrick Stewart. Draw the line here and no farther. And yeah, I love Jean-Luc Picard. I think he's a better captain than Kirk. And he's even better than Michael Burnham and stuff. Like, I think he is the best Star Trek captain. And no matter what movie it is, no matter how bad the movie is, like Insurrection, Jean-Luc Picard will always be the best character and a great character. So yeah, Jean-Luc Picard.
Definitely, I agree. That's not a good movie at all, but good character. My number 4 is the Joker from Batman: The Killing Joke. Now, I liked the last act of this film. However, having a random sex sequence with Batman and Batgirl is not good, not relevant. Wasn't even in the comic, to be honest with you. And however, the Joker, played by Mark Hamill, is fantastic. Every time Mark Hamill is voicing the Joker, it's always a great treat for the ears and the eyes to see. It's a fantastic performance. However, this is not a good movie. It's a better graphic novel, but that first half of the film is just fan fiction porn type of stuff. It's like, let's tell like a kind of an edgy, make it even edgier to get that R rating. However, it's not good. I wish they would just say true to the source material. But the Joker is fantastic. Mark Hamill, you're amazing.
Again, I should have had that on my list. That's a great pick, actually. Yeah, it's 100% true. He is the best character in that shit state of a film, and he is great. I love it. Damn it. Alright. Well, at least my number 4 and 3 and 2, they make me laugh the most, so there's always that. Number 4 for me is Bill Murray playing Bill Murray in Space Jam. I hate Space Jam. I don't understand the nostalgia and the people love it. And again, I know a lot of people love Space Jam. Can't stand that movie. Don't think it's funny. Don't think it's entertaining. And yeah, it's animation and live action. And it's got Michael Jordan trying to act. But the best part of that whole movie is Bill Murray. Bill Murray is so great because he plays himself in the movie and he wants to be a basketball player. That itself is just hilarious. That's just funny. Why would he want to be a basketball player? That doesn't make sense, but that's hilarious. And the funniest thing of it all, he comes at the ending and plays basketball with them. How did he get there? I don't know, but he's there and he's playing basketball. And then he just randomly leaves at the ending and you don't know where he's going and how he even got there. It's weird, it's confusing, but it's absolutely hilarious. And it's the only thing that is hilarious in that movie. And yeah, I love Bill Murray. Again, Bill Murray is like Tom Cruise. I love it. I love when he does anything, except for Garfield, but still, love Bill Murray. And yeah, don't like Space Jam, but I love him in Space Jam.
What type of Mickey Mouse organization would name their team the Ducks? That's my. I like Space Jam, but that's a good pick though. That's a good pick though. Number 3, we're going to step into the world of comic book movies, and that is from X-Men Origins Wolverine, Sabretooth, played by Liev Schreiber. I think he is the most interesting character in this. Definitely rebooted his character from X-Men, the first X-Men movie. And yeah, whenever he was on screen, I wanted to see more of him. I didn't think that this movie was good whatsoever, but Sabretooth was fantastic. I like seeing the relationship between the Tooth and Wolverine. Thought that was awesome. And Liev Schreiber, I'm always like a fan of his work as well, other than in movie 43, which you could give a whole lot of badness to. But in this film, it's fantastic to see him portray Sabretooth. I wish I could see more of him as this character because I think he nails it. But yeah, definitely a bad character, or a good character in a bad movie. My bad.
I agree. He's great in that movie. That I'll put that as an honorable mention. That's a good one, actually. Number 3 for me. It's kind of silly, but I don't give a shit. It's the singing goat from Hoodwinked. I don't know why I picked that, but Hoodwinked is a really stupid piece of crap anime movie that looks hideous. If you ever watched the movie, watch the animation. It's so ugly. It's almost food fight bad. They made a sequel. It's even worse. However, there's this character who's in the movie for about 2 minutes, and he's a singing goat. He basically just sings everything he sees, and it's literally the funniest thing about this entire movie. Like, I remember when I first watched Hoodwinked, I rented it from Blockbuster, and I thought this movie was absolute garbage. But all of a sudden, this goat pops up in the movie and starts singing, and I'm like, this guy's amazing. Why is he in every fucking scene in this movie? If this whole movie was about this singing goat who sings him and everything, he had a witch that put a curse on him, and he sings everything he sees and stuff. And yeah, it's absolutely funny. It just, yeah, YouTube the clip of it. You don't watch the movie. There's literally a clip of every scene he's in. It's like 3 minutes. It's absolutely hysterical. And yes, I always come prepared.
Forgot about this movie, but I don't remember this movie at all. So I might just have to watch the clip for that, just for that singing goat. Now that you have sold me on it. Number 2 is a portrayal of another great actor that I really like, Tim Roth. And that is from Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. It's General Thade. I think General Thade Tim Roth is fantastic in the movie. He has a very good menacing performance. However, Mark Wahlberg is like happening bad. It's a horrible performance from Wahlberg. However, I think Tim Roth definitely gives it his all and gives us something pretty interesting on screen. It's a horrible twist. I don't know what they were going for. Tim Burton, not a fan of his, like a lot of his direction nowadays, and this is probably where it started going downhill for me. But General Thade in this film is really cool. Seeing him be this leader of the apes, and he's definitely by far the best performance in the movie. The other characters are lost and just miscast, and Paul Giamatti as his orangutan. And Michael Clark Duncan's in there. And I can't remember everybody else, but it's just not a good movie whatsoever. But I enjoy Tim Roth in it, so that's what I will say.
You know, this stupid. The funniest thing is, what I remember most about that movie is the monkey sex scene when they're going. I'm like, oh my god, take it off screen. Yeah, General Thade is actually the best part of that movie. 100% agree. All right, number 2. Okay. Number 2 is portrayed by an actor. I swear this actor is the only one who knew what kind of movie he was in, because everyone else took this whole franchise so seriously. This guy is the only one that didn't take it seriously, and that's why he's the greatest character in this bad, terrible franchise. I'm going with Arrow from the Twilight franchise. Yes. Arrow is the leader of the Volturi, and he is the most over-the-top, ridiculous character, and I love every second he's on screen. He's just like so, oh, hello, Edward, oh my god. It's the funniest shit ever. He's so over-the-top. I feel like he's the only one that knows what kind of bad movie he's in. He's just like, he's gonna milk the whole thing up, and it's awesome. It's so great. His powers make little to no sense. He touches people, but then he can see and feel everything they feel and stuff, but I don't know, whatever it is. And even at the whole ending climax, he just looks ridiculous. He has this big fur coat on and starts laughing the whole time. Oh, it's just ridiculous. He's the most ridiculous character, but I fucking love him. But I wish the whole movie was about this guy. I think he's amazing. And again, Michael Sheen, I love Michael Sheen, and again, I feel like when he read the script, he's like, this is just ridiculous. I'm gonna just ham the shit out of it, and that's what he does, and it's awesome. I love him in this movie. I love him in all these movies, and I hate these movies, but yeah, he only one that's self-aware, which is why it's awesome.
Good. That's great. That's great. Number one for me, you mentioned it earlier, and that's Darth Maul from The Phantom Menace. He is fantastic with such little dialogue. Ray Park is very awesome and menacing in this movie. I liked Ray Park a lot, from like X-Men to G.I. Joe to the Star Wars franchise. And seeing him pop up in Solo was awesome. I know that he's in more of the Rebels and Attack of the Clones, or the animated stuff, which is he's awesome characters to bring back. But in Phantom Menace, it's not a good movie, especially coming out at the height of my love for Star Wars. I was so excited and pumped for this movie, and was completely let down, other than Darth Maul, because Darth Maul was awesome. He had double-bladed lightsaber, he could do flips and shit, and fighting one of my other favorite characters, Qui-Gon Jinn, who almost made my list as well. But it was just an awesome sequence that kind of was wasted at the end of the movie, where he got cut in half, but I'm glad they brought him back for some animated stuff and another big screen appearance.
Yes, Darth Maul. Darth Maul is amazing. I love Darth Maul. So good. All right, my number one is a character who, again, if this character was the only character in this movie, this would have been actually a legit great film. And that's Alexa Woods from Alien vs. Predator. Yes, the first Alien vs. Predator, played by, I forget the actress's name, but she's the only one that survives. She's the final girl in Alien vs. Predator. And she's the only good character in this movie. She teams up with the Predator like a badass, and uses an alien head as a shield and a tail as a sword, and she goes to fight aliens with the Predator. If that was the whole movie, I would have loved this movie. But it's not. I have to deal with 2 acts of shitty characters, bad CGI, and just really lame dialogue, and just things that make no sense. There's a lot of shaky cams. Anytime they incorporate the CGI, it's bad, but some of the practical effects and the practical fight sequences with the aliens and the Predators is badass. And when she joins the Predator at the 3rd act, that's when the movie gets actually legit good. And she's awesome. She's cool. She's interesting. She's logical. She feels like another Ripley, which I really enjoyed. She's actually cool. She's got this cool dynamic about her and stuff. She's got a personality. That's good to have in a movie, an actual personality. And yeah, she's great. And again, when she becomes like almost an official Predator at the end, just makes it all the more badass. She's just such a cool character. If it was literally just her going up to Alaska to explore things, and she meets the Predator and fights all the aliens with the Predator, if that was the whole film, an hour and a half of that would have been a great film. But unfortunately, we're stuck with shitty characters and a PG-13 rating, so yeah, that sucks. The movie sucks, but she, awesome. All right.
Good stuff, yes. But she's dead. She dies.
Yeah.
At the end, which sucks.
Whew. All right, let's go. Whew. Let's end this off. Sorry. So yeah, that was our top 10 good characters in bad movies. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy it. I'll be doing another one of my bad characters in good movies with Mr. Ryan O'Toole. Yes, look forward to that. And yes, Mr. Adam Daly, please tell all my subscribers where they can find you.
Yes, guys, Jay, this was fantastic. Thank you so much for having me once again, man. It was a pleasure being on your channel. Then you guys can find me here on YouTube at Adam Daly Live, where I do kind of reviews, rankings, and live shows, but in a different way than I was doing them before. And live shows are a lot of fun because we get to have interactions with each other and talk about the same things together, which is awesome. I have a lot of fun doing that. But you can find me on Twitter at Adam Sideways. I'm on Letterboxd at Adam Daly Live, and also I believe on Stardust at Almost Sideways, which is my old channel, but I think I can't change it, so there you go. But yeah, just a bunch of awesome stuff where you can find me talking about movies, and we'd love for you guys to join that conversation.
Yeah, Evolution, represent too. And so yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me what are some characters that you really enjoy, but they're in really bad films. Give me your thoughts and opinions, comment below, let me know. And as always, for this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.